Hello, welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. If you're new here, hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel. My channel, well, it's all about crochet. Sometimes we talk about yarn or some cool gadget or, something interesting happening in the yarning community. Returning subscribers, thanks so much for coming back, spending a little bit of your Tuesday with me. Tuesdays around here is all about Tunisian crochet because I love it and I'm obsessed with it, and I like to have at least one Tunisian project on my hook. Couple of things we're going to talk about today. Today is already September 16th, and I told you October 1st or ish. I don't even know what the first falls on this year, but the beginning of October, we're going to start, or at least I'm going to start, and if you want to join with me, I would really like that. I'm going to start making socks. I had originally thought I was going to make, I was going to jump right in and start with, sock weight yarn, and I'm going to make this beautiful pair of socks. I know myself better than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some DK weight, and I'm going to make more like a slipper sock, so that I learn the construction, and I'm not using teeny tiny stitches. And then once I feel that I've gotten it a little bit better, that I've got the idea of how to do the heel, how to do the toe, then I'll move on to teeny tiny sock yarn. So I'm looking at, I have some really cool Ella Ray, let me show you. It's really pretty. This is Ella Ray Super Wash Merino DK, and it's in this, I don't know, a brownie green. I don't know. It's a very strange color. It's got little hints of like orange in it. I thought this would make a really, and I think I've got 2 or 3 of these. There are, it's called Caterpillar Heather. What a cool name. 260 yards. And it's really soft. And it's going to be warm. So my thought is I would make more of a slipper sock. Not necessarily a pair of socks that you would make out of sock weight yarn, just to get in the practice. And then once I've got it, and I think this will make a great Christmas present for one of my boys who live in the north. They live in Indiana and Michigan. And I'm gonna put, I've seen a lot of different things. Either the leather sole, where you go buy a ridiculously torn up leather jacket from Goodwill and tear it apart, or the little rubber stopper. There's a lot of ways to make them non-slick. So I'm going to do that to make them non-slick, because wool, hardwood floors, they're on their butts, right? So that's going to be my first foray into this. So next week-ish, probably next Tuesday, I'll give you a list of patterns that I'm looking at as far as doing like a DK weight sock that can be like a house sock, a slipper sock. You know what I'm saying? So start looking at your stash, or if you need to go you don't have to use wool. You can use whatever you want. I just happen to have this, and I know this will be a great color for one of them. I'm thinking Jack. It's like that hunterish color. And, this will be a really great, warm, cozy thing on his feet. And I think it'll be really cool. I can't even remember what website. Maybe it was on Instagram or maybe Pinterest. Somebody went to Goodwill, bought the worst beat up, nasty looking leather jacket she could find, didn't pay a whole lot for it, and then started cutting it up for soles of her sock, of her slippers. And I thought, well, that's a really cool idea. But then I'm thinking to myself, well, how do you sew through the thick leather? Then I saw another I believe that one, the one I saw was an Instagram reel where this girl was, she was obviously, she was promoting it, but she said, if you're going to sew, she was sewing a pair of jeans. She was shortening the hem. It was a really interesting technique. Anyway, I'm not a sewist. I would love to be able, I can darn a sock. I could sew a hem. Don't ask me to use a sewing machine. But she made it look so easy. But she said you need to get these steel needles, because the ones that you buy, you know, in the fabric department, they're just too flimsy and they're not sharp enough. So I'm going to look into maybe buying a set of these steel needles. That she was selling a whole kit with, had multiple sizes of the needles and a seam ripper and 2 different types of needle thread. I mean, it was this whole big thing. I'm sure it was like $70 for all this, but I'm sure I can find somewhere along the line a steel needle to sew the leather to the bottom of the socks. So, but like I said, I want to start. I know myself enough that I would get frustrated because I don't know enough and I want to make it perfect, right? So what better way to practice the technique by using a little bit thicker yarn, still, you know, doing the, I want to do what they call the afterthought heel, or something that's very sock related. You know, all the things that they do for knitting socks, you can do in crochet and Tunisian crochet. So that's why I thought, well, because I've been really thinking about this. I've been really spending a lot of time down the rabbit hole looking at crocheting socks and Tunisian crocheting socks. I definitely want to do Tunisian. So this is what I've come up with. So if you're joining me and you're like me and don't necessarily want your first time out to be with fingering weight, sock weight yarn, let's go for DK. And if you don't even want to do DK, you want to do worsted, works for me too. Because I think taking that one element out to be able to make yourself successful, then once you feel that success, then you have the chance to move on to something where you're working with little tinier yarns. So we're doing DK, you guys. At least I am. You guys all do what you want to do. I'm doing DK. So, and we're starting the first Monday in October, whatever that day is. I'm going to look at, oh no. I just looked at my phone. Robert Redford died. Oh, that's so sad. I really liked him. The Sting is one of our favorite movies. That's one of the ones, I don't care where it is in the middle of the movie, we'll sit and start watching it. Okay, where was I looking? I was looking for my calendar. Boo-hoo, sad day. How old was he? 89 years old. What a life lived, yeah? Okay, calendar. And we're looking at October, the first Monday, how about if we start on the 7th? That's the first Tuesday in October, because I want to do Tunisian. So let's start October 7th. That gives you a little bit of time. That gives you 2 weeks to try to get all of your stuff. If you don't have these, the shorter version of the double-sided hooks, Temu has sets, Amazon has sets, Knit Picks, We Crochet, they have sets. I think the cheapest are probably going to be Temu, but again, it takes so long to get them. But if you don't already have a short set like this, or if you were lucky enough to get a set like I got this Sundance, what's it called? Sunstruck set that I picked up from We Crochet a year or so ago, with all the different, my 5s are being used. You can hook these up with a short cord. If you don't have 2 the same size, if you have, corded ones and you have a short cord to put between them, do like a 5 and a 5.5. Or a 4.5 and a 5. Whatever, wherever you are comfortable. They have this set on Amazon. These are too long, I think, to do socks. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. My chance to return them has gone bye-bye. And I also have from the same manufacturer, which is I can't remember what the name of the but I got these on Amazon also. They also have a shorter set that you can get, and these are bamboo, and they have a more pointy head than these. But since I'm not using fingering weight yarn, I think I'm going to be okay using these metal ones. If not, I do have the short set of these bamboo ones, and I'll pull those out because they have a more pointier head. So, but pick out your yarn, get your hooks ready. Next week we will talk about patterns so that you can get all of your patterns together. And come October 7th, we're going to make a pair of, well, those of you who want to, we're going to make some socks, more slipper socks to start with. Finally today, before I let you go, I did it. Panel number 1 is done. And you can see that prominent seam. It's so cute. This is the back. Oh God, this thing is going to be huge. But I don't care. I want it to be. I want it to be huge. I want it to be a big slouchy, throw over. But I think the stripes matched up pretty good. There's a couple that aren't perfect, like here. But it's not perfect and it's okay. So today I will be starting on the left front panel. I think I was showing you the back. Wait. No, this is the front side. I was showing you the front side. This is the back side. And I don't like this as much. I really like this predominant seam here. I think it looks really cute. So panel number 1 is done. Now we start working on the back panels that have the V-neck. And yeah, it's coming. This is going to be heavy and this is going to be warm. It's also going to be fuzzy. Yesterday, if you saw my shirt, I had a black t-shirt on. By the time I was done working with this, I was a fuzzy mess. But I think once I wash this, that will kind of like tone itself down a little bit. It's going to get pilly. It's going to get... But that's what I want. I want something that's going to be warm and cozy. So panel number 1 is done. Now we're on to the front. Cooking right along. Like I said, it's the 16th of September already. Getting it done by the end of the month is probably not going to happen, but we're going to keep right on cooking until we get it done because it's important to me. I want that done. So anyway, my phone keeps going up. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to let you get back to your Tuesday. Hey, everybody, have a great day. Take care of yourself. Tom and I got a good nap in yesterday. He's kind of backsliding a little bit, so I've got to call into the doctors, but we're keeping our fingers crossed and we're keeping an eye on things, and hopefully we can get his sugar stabilized. He was back in the 30s this morning. Not good. So anyway, keep giving him the good thoughts and the good prayers. It's working. We appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, give yourself that little bit of grace. It's going to be okay. But above all, be kind to everyone out there because you just never know what they're going through. And I will see you tomorrow where we talk all things boggy. Have a good one.